Yes, don't forget doggiediamondsnofilter.com is the official website of myself. Me. It's my official website, doggiediamondsnofilter.com. On there, you might find videos that you've missed. Well, you're definitely going to find videos that you missed, whether it was regular uploads, live streams, or anything. Also, you're going to find the audio version of these shows, as well as all my social media sites, is right on doggiediamondsnofilter.com. Make sure you go there. And I have a promotional deal that I'm running. Let me give you some details really quick. Have you heard about my $100 promo deal? If not, let me give you some information. The promotion will be done on Doggie Diamonds TV and the Interlude TV, as well as the Insta Stories YouTube community, the Threads, Facebook, and the Twitter accounts for both of those accounts. But as a reminder, this is for serious inquiries only. Must be Cash App ready. I can help you bring more awareness to your products. I'm not going to waste your time. Let's go. Yes, as you come up in the room, make sure you hit that like button. We have a few people in the house tonight. We have Rashonda Greer in here. We have the Ninth Power. Good shit, man. Goo Roach. Moderator. AJ Wise. Mr. Evans. Bernie's in the building. Disrupting Reality NYC is in the building. We got Rasan Green in the building. We got Kirksky in the building. We got Olympio Sito in the building. We got King Michael Coy is here. Nisa Shabazz is here. A Child is here. Self-Made TV is here. Brown Girl for Boston. Moderators in the building. Unlimited Best TV is here. Maxwell Trucking LLC. What's up? What's up? Yes. I know you might be on the road right now. Erica Lopez. Where the hell you been? Chad Smith. What's up? Miles 419. Toledo, Ohio is here. Lucky Stardust is always here. You heard what I said? Lucky Stardust is always here. The Ninth Power is here. I said you earlier. We got Small Dog 949 is in the building. Wildress Wolf is in the building. We got Merciful Shalar is in the building. Diesel Dixon is here. Y'all are here. Make sure you hit that like button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. It's important that you hit that like. And don't forget.
Doggie Diamonds did this.
Yes, Cincinnati is here. We got Kibwe B in the building. Young Yala always up in the building. You already see who I'm with, so you know what we doing. You know where this gonna go. If you tune into any shows that we've done together, you know where we going with this. PJ Allen, what's up? Boué. I think that's how I pronounce that. I don't want to fuck that. Boué. I don't want to twist that up, but shout out to you. Let's say boo, all right? Boo. Boo. Like this.
Boom. New to mine, what's up? Hamburger, what's up?
Dean Starks, what's up? Yes. Coach is in the building. Hit that like button is important. You already know what's about to take place. If you don't know what's about to take place, if you ever seen the show that I did with my guest before, then you already know. Introduce yourself to the people.
Peace, family. I'm glad to be back. It's your brother Tad on the check-in. 1212.
Yes, we here. So you had a various show topics that you do on the OG Wisdom, but you read some of them off to me, and I'm like, yo, let me get that one. So this is your show idea. This is what you wanted to do. Why is it important to do a show like this with this title?
The pride before the fall. A lot of times we see people, they may be comfortable right now, but it's the level of arrogance that people have, and they don't realize that when you get to be not just our age, right, dog, over 40. Well, I'm over 50. Right. When you get to be our age and, growing up in the hood, you see things so early that you're forced to grow up fast. We know how so many stories are going to end.
Right.
And I can remember the 90s when Dame and Puff was on top and you couldn't tell them nothing. And they was riding high. And if you ain't spend $1,000 in the club, you a bum to them.
Right.
Let's fast forward. Dame is now broke and Puff maybe spending the rest of his life in jail. You know, there was no humility. There was no gratitude for the blessings that they had. Because, you know, granted, they were able to change people's lives, but they also looked at people as subordinates and less than, and
Right, because I wanted
from
to,
what we hear,
because I
treated
talk
people
about,
bad.
because I talk about humility a lot, but I don't like when people tell me to be humble because I never look down on nobody. I celebrate my accomplishments, but I never,
As you should.
yeah, but they had looked down on the shades of people, and then, so let's start with Diddy. What did you see in him that was like, nah, this dude be wilding?
Well, let me say this before we go
Uh-huh.
about your humility.
Uh-huh.
I don't think what people understand is that you constantly look to help people.
Right.
You know, I've seen everything from day one. You know,
Right.
I'm always in the background in the cut, and just about everybody, even these big YouTubers and podcasters now.
Right.
One thing I will say, and shout out to Nori because he did give you your props. You know, and he kept it real. If nobody saw it, go look at the Drink Champs episode that Doggie Diamonds was on, and look at the love and admiration Nori have for Doggie. And he kept it real. I mean, but that's why everybody loved Nori, because he's an honest, authentic dude.
Mm-hmm.
You know, can't say that about too many other dudes who now have big shows and big platforms, but they forget who helped them,
Mm-hmm.
who propelled them, and that was you, dog. So
Yeah.
you know, you do have a level of humility, but at the same token, celebrate your accomplishments.
Right. Right.
Celebrate it because you know you've done right by people. So
I
you
got
have
some
nothing to be
popcorn.
ashamed
I
of.
got some popcorn for tonight, so I'm gonna celebrate with some. I'm gonna get popcorn drunk.
Yeah, but back to Puff. I think it was around the time, you know, as early as Biggie,
Mm-hmm.
you know, really trying to block people from being around him, not letting him really deal with who he wanted to deal with,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because I dare say you and Big had y'all relationship, and Puff kind of tried to drive a wedge through that, you know, just trying to move Big away from you and other people
Right. Right. Right.
and other people as well, you know, early in the game. So that's when I already knew what direction that was gonna go in.
So I could say early on, I think a lot of the guys looked at how the drug dealers did it and the so-called gangsters did it, and they wanted to emulate that in the sense of this is what we doing, but we rappers, we're artists now, right? So they forgot that, yo, you're legitimate. You don't have to front. You don't have to go to the bar and buy 80 bottles of champagne, because they was doing a lot of shit for bragging rights. But who was you really stunting on though? You understand what
Right.
I'm saying? So they took stunting on us, the people who actually was helping them get in this position, as looking down on us. You know what I'm saying? So you could remember, and then they were doing things like, if you not doing it like this, then you ain't shit. That's what they was basically saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, you think
Yeah,
about it.
that's exactly what
Yeah.
they were saying.
Yeah, because when you think about like Rolexes and shit, like, motherfucker can't even afford a Casio. So
Yeah.
imagine spending, you coming from the hood, you being from the inner city, and you spending 20 grand on a watch. And that's the regular entry level Rollie. Might only
Yeah.
be 20 grand. You understand what I'm saying? At least eight grand. Why would you do that? So again, I never really understood who they were stunting on, because it always seemed like they were stunting on the common folk. But the common folk don't strive to have that. But they started actually judging us by what we didn't have. You know what I'm saying? So now let's talk about Dame, what he was doing.
The same thing.
Yeah.
Remember, these dudes were camera hogs.
Yeah.
And they wanted to show off their lifestyle. And I can remember, I think it was MTV Cribs, but I remember Dame saying, "Yo, I don't wear nothing twice. Not my kicks, not my white tee." He opened the drawer, showed all his white tees, opened the closet, showed kicks. He said, "I don't wear nothing twice." He said, "I'm from Harlem. We fly. We don't do that." And the sad part, right, about that, dog, is if you really want to see if somebody getting it, just look at the people around them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If your team is starving and you eating, you ain't really getting it like that.
Right.
And I mean, you getting it. Let's not make no mistake. You are getting money, but you're only really a boss when everybody around you is eating. You know what I mean?
Yep.
What happened to state prop? Even when they was on, everybody wasn't eating well. You
Mm-hmm.
know, same thing with the Bad Boy staff. Look at Craig Mack. You know what I'm saying? Look how his story ended. But Craig Mack was a integral part of creating Bad Boy.
Right.
He had a hit record. He had a huge record in the beginning. It wasn't just Big. It was Big and Craig Mack.
It was
Remember,
Craig
it was
Mack
the
more
Big
than it was
Mac.
Big, though, because Craig Mack was the
Yeah.
one that brought the money to the building. Remember, Dane was like, he don't wear the. Remember, he's like, he throw his socks away, he throw his sneakers away.
Yeah, everything.
Imagine,
And that's a waste of money.
yeah, imagine that right now. Because what bothered me about it is that how it sent the message that, you know, when the youth was looking up to them, when the 12-year-olds, the 13-year-olds, because the ones that was just coming outside, they was trying to compete with that they think they had to, you know, you're not doing it unless you do. So then they starting to beg, borrow, and steal. I think that might increase the crime rate because even when we was coming up, we saw Kane Jury and all of them, but we wasn't like, they never said, I got this, you ain't nothing. The only one who used to
Right.
stunt was Slick Rick. Slick Rick
Yeah.
stunted on everybody.
Crumbs.
Yeah.
Slick Rick called people crumbs.
Slick Rick stunted on everybody, but then they came into the culture and I felt like, you know, it was about being flashy. You know, everything was about being flashy. And I felt like everybody felt like they had to compete. You know, and respect to Big. Big was never fly. He
No.
wasn't fly till
I
he
mean,
started.
he was hood fly.
Yeah, but
like,
he was
not
fly
the
when he
way
started messing with Puff. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, he was
Yeah.
like, you know, took home ready to die, studied, and now everybody's successful out the blue. But Big wasn't no. That I think that was like is that a Harlem thing? No, right? Is that Harlem?
What you mean, fronting?
Yeah, yeah,
You know, it's funny because we're gonna peel back a couple of layers real quick. You know, Brooklyn and Harlem always had that competition.
right,
You know, and that bled into the Mason Cam disagreement
right,
back then. You know what I mean? Remember, Manhattan make it, Brooklyn take it.
right,
Even if you fast forward right now, just about every rapper talk about getting a Brooklyn hitters.
mm-hmm,
You know, so there's always been a culture that was established in New York that Brooklyn is the goons gonna take money, Manhattan gonna make money, and I think the marriage of proverbial marriage
right, right, right,
of Puff and Big, you know, Puff being from Harlem, Big being from Brooklyn, Jay and Dame, Jay being from Brooklyn, Dame being from Harlem, you know, they both are building something, an empire with the cultures that they bring of Brooklyn and Harlem. And with that, it became a slight competition, a friendly competition, but a competition nonetheless on who's going to get flyer, who's going to be more authentic, who's going to be more real. Because look at how all these relationships dissolve too.
mm,
Look at Jay and Dame now.
mm-hmm,
You know, Big story ended too early because Big was only 24.
right,
But remember, for us in the hood, if you was 20, 21, you was an old head to us
right,
because we was already doing everything in our teens.
right,
Everybody.
right,
Everybody already had a package, had a hammer. Everybody was doing stuff. 15, 16, 17, you was literally outside off the porch, knee deep in the game.
right,
You know what I'm saying? So by the time you 20 something, you should be getting it or, you know, trying to temper it down a little bit. Like we talked about last time, you know.
right,
But with Jay and Dame and Big and Puff, it was the Brooklyn, we like nice things too, because we get fly. Like you said, we had Big Daddy Kane. Slick Rick is honorary Brooklyn
mm-hmm,
because he used to hang in Flatbush, even though people in the Bronx could claim him.
mm-hmm,
And he's from the UK, you know. But Brooklyn dudes got fly too. Harlem was excessive with it, you know, and that's just a Harlem thing, you know, that's their culture. Because I've never seen so many fly dudes in the projects. You know, dudes will park a Benz in the projects.
right, right, right,
Dudes will
right.
have a $5,000 coat in the projects.
Word.
Don't make sense to me.
Word.
In Brooklyn, we thugging out of brownstones.
Right, right,
You know what I'm saying? We got nice homes.
right,
You know what I'm saying? Some dudes got two parents in the crib.
right,
You know, so there was a different element to it all that came together in the 90s. And it was fun.
right,
It was fun, you know, because remember, we was in the streets at the time. We was in Harlem. We was everywhere, you know. But it just started getting meshed together.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Brooklyn dudes started trying to act like Harlem dudes, and Harlem dudes started trying to act like Brooklyn dudes, and everybody started suffering from an identity crisis, and
Remember,
it all went left.
remember how stupid after a while jewelry was just stupid.
Yeah,
It was stupid.
remember I started wearing jewelry, and I think was that like 99, maybe 2000? No, 2001, 2001,
But
2001.
you had the slick. We used to say I got my slick
I
Rick
had the
starter
Slick
kit.
Rick starter kit.
Yeah, yeah.
I had my Slick Rick starter kit. You know what I'm saying? I had the big bracelets, the chains, the jewelry. You know, it was nice. It was nice. Only got tried for it one time. That's it. By some little dudes. Other dudes never.
But
Walked through
what I'm
Brownsville,
saying,
be in the tunnel with it.
that didn't define who you
Me.
were. Yeah. See, this is what the message they was sending was, if you don't have this, you ain't
Right.
this. You know,
Right.
and the reason why we talking about them, because look where they came from. We talking about men that had companies that was easily minimum, and I'm being not even general. I'm just talking. It was way more than this, but we talking about dudes that had companies worth like $500 million to a
Early.
nigga jibs come. Like, yo, think about when you talking and your jibs fall out your mouth.
Yeah. But see that again, cautionary tales, the pride before the fall, because he was arrogant to a point, you know, and it's sad to say because Dame has tremendous value because he did come in with the mindset of taking our culture back,
Mm-hmm.
taking our culture back. It's right and the wrong way to engage in war. I think a lot of times people don't understand that. And these things had to happen so those of us coming behind know how to move smooth and operate
Right.
in a room full of vultures, as Jay would say. Dame was very arrogant, he was very brash, but he was right in a
Right.
lot of instances. But when you in the community, you're talking about you're for the people. You can't lift the people up by putting them down. So
Exactly.
telling everybody they bums,
Right. Right.
if you ain't got this, you ain't got that, you ain't on my level, you this, down the third. But now, you know, as it's reported, because I don't know the man's pocket, but he's having financial troubles.
But see, I
And he,
find it ironic that he was always talking about money and what he had, and I'm a cakeaholic.
yes,
That was him, a cakeaholic. He want to get money, but then say talking about another man's pockets, and even him saying chatty patty. So he was saying that so nobody talk about nothing, but every time you see him, he chatty patty.
yeah,
You understand what I'm saying? So I found it funny. That's like I felt like Diddy is one of the main ones who started that hate and shit. You know what I'm saying? So if we say anything, or you a hater, I'm not hated. I'm not hating. I'm just stating the obvious. But people were afraid to speak because they would be like, I'm not hating or nothing. They would give a disclaimer. You know what I'm saying? But you see a dude, and again, celebrate yourself. But remember, at the same time, and the thing about them that's synonymous is that none of them were artists.
right,
They built their riches off of other people's talent.
right.
But they was the loudest and all at all times. They was the loudest. They was the most visible. They was loudest. Because the loudest, because at the end of the day, you think with Biggie, you think with Craig Mack, you think Mace. Why do we ever know who Puff was? Why did he ever
Right.
matter?
But you know why? Because
Mm-hmm.
what do they always say? Weakness is loud,
Mm,
strength is quiet.
mm,
When you locked up, they always say, you know who the monkeys, because they on the bar making noise. The gorillas is in the back in the cut, quiet.
right.
They ain't making no noise. You walking in, you coming through reception, dudes on the gate, rah, 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 just doing all that. The gorillas is in the cut for Dolo.
Right.
Maybe one or two dudes with them. They ain't saying nothing. They
And
ain't bothering nobody. They just chilling. Strength is quiet. All that rah-rah. That's why even as we fast forward now, when I look at how dudes conduct themselves and carry themselves, you know, like we was talking about last time, you know, I'm happy for every dude that came home and getting in this internet space, figuring it out, getting their money. But at the same token, don't take them penitentiary chances. Don't let nobody finagle you out of your position. because everybody talking about what they gonna do to somebody, and you know, as we know in the streets, if you're gonna do it, don't talk about it. And if you're talking about it, you're not gonna do it.
Right. So,
Because if you say you're gonna hurt somebody, when you see them on site, it gotta be on site.
but
You forcing your own hand because you putting that out there. And if you don't rise to the occasion, now you look like a coward. And you know what that means. Now you're gonna forever get played. Like, yeah, I saw that dude such and such. He ain't want nothing.
yeah. Did you think it was hypocritical for them after a while to try to play the black card too? Because that kind of bothered me. Both of them tried to play the black card, but you know, Dame talking about taking the culture back. Diddy talking about, you know, black excellence and all that. I felt like they was kind of pandering to black people after a while, you know, because again, we didn't matter at one point. You know what I'm saying? There was no talk of blackness. There was no talk of the culture. There was no talk of excellence with black people and all that. It was just them about them. You know, Dame had a dance. You know, he was the most flyest. You know, he got all the girl. You know, this is what I'm saying. This is what they sold us for so long. And then I felt like when the ship was sinking a little bit, then they tried to pander to black people. You know, this is for because me and you came up in consciousness. You get what I'm saying? Like we came up and actually turned down a lot of opportunities, wasn't in a lot of places because it didn't fit what we was about.
Our morals and our standards.
Exactly. You know, but I feel like, you know, they just started after a while just talking about, yo, you know, black this, black that. I mean, but where was that at from the beginning? Why you? Because again, if you didn't come into the culture on standing on your blackness, would you just woke up one day and just said, yo, this is black excellence, we black, or you know what I'm saying? Or we got to take our culture back? Because the minute you do something and you do a deal with somebody outside of the culture, you gave the culture away.
Yeah. And that was the hypocrisy of it all. Because if you're talking about the culture, which culture we talking about? We talking about the black culture or the nigger culture? Because they were selling us nigger culture. Everything was about excess opulence, excess sex, excess drug use, excess alcohol, excess violence, all the things that brings our community down.
They sold it, they sold all that.
I was two-stepping in the club to it too. You know what I'm saying? But I took it as art and music and as an expression. But these dudes really tried to incorporate it as their lifestyle. And that's what always gave me pause because, you know, I knew the real hitters. And look what they did. They got the real hitters involved in the game. And how did that pan out? People literally start losing their lives. But because this street shit ain't no game.
Right. But they both sold us liquor though.
Right, of course.
Yeah. Like how did that start? I mean, how did that help us? You know what I'm saying?
They didn't. They sold the culture.
Right.
They sold the culture and didn't want to preserve the culture. If you wanted to preserve the culture, you'd have put more money behind PE and Dead Prez and Poor Righteous Teachers, the brand new. The dudes that was really giving us the knowledge and the jewels. You'd have really been like, nah, my people need this message.
Right.
Because this shit is fucking us up.
Or even a balance. You got a little bit of this and you got a little bit of that.
Yeah.
They ain't have none of that.
Yeah, nothing.
They ain't have none of that.
The scales got tilted and everything fell over. But now they reaping what they've sowed. That's all it says. These are the seeds you planted.
Right.
Everybody want to wild out, have the parties. Remember I told you, what was that, a week or two ago? I said, now it's making sense why we wasn't invited everywhere.
Right.
Because we ain't indulging this stuff.
Right.
We ain't hump on chumps. We ain't sniffing no lines or smoke no crack. That ain't our thing. And those who knew us knew we looked down on that. Not on the people, but on that behavior, because you're not going to get me to do some shit I'm just not going to do.
The super chat is open as well as the cash out. Let me address somebody in the chat because I knew I was going to get this. It's not a bad thing, but somebody said American New is a dope network. Dame is a human like all of us. We all going to make mistakes, right? But see, this is what you're not understanding, family. When people make mistakes, did they realize they make a mistake at their lowest point? Because if they was flying high, was it a mistake? It was never a mistake. And only time you make a mistake is when you realize you make a mistake and you apologize. You say, yo, I did sell y'all death. I did sell y'all bullshit ass culture. I shouldn't have did that. And I realized the error in my ways. And now I'm a change. Because when the dude get back up, he start fronting again. This is the part we talking about. See, that's the pride before the fall. It ain't about whether a dude network is dope and all that, because niggas is on YouTube just like everybody else. You understand what I'm saying? But dudes that say I make a mistake when they fucked up. Yo, I fucked up.
When they get caught.
Exactly.
When they get caught is a mistake.
Because the dude will be humble because you gotta be humble. Your jib's falling out, you gotta be humble.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? You ain't got no choice but to be humble. But to say somebody made mistakes and somebody did all that, see, that sound cool and all that. You know what I'm saying? And we did. And we listen, we're proponents of both of them. We're not anti any of them. This is just a cautionary tale of how when you do certain things, think about the back end of it. You understand what I'm saying? It's cool to play with fire, but what happens when you get burned now? You can't say, yo, I got burned. You was playing with fire. So if you was living a certain lifestyle and that lifestyle catch up to you and you lose that lifestyle, yo, we can't really feel all that bad for you, because when you had that lifestyle, look how you was talking to people. Look how you was doing people. You know what I'm saying? And then like OG Quincy Jones just said, it was intentional. It was never a mistake.
Right.
Because they profited.
Real apologies show up as changed behavior.
Right.
That's it. You know, and these are cautionary tales, not just us kicking amongst ourselves, but for y'all out there who may get in that position. Your grind may pay off tomorrow. You don't know. And tomorrow, all you need is one thing to pop in your life and change everything. But if you get in that position, how you gonna react? How you gonna respond? How are you gonna treat people? And don't everybody think they not gonna be the one to get caught. Everybody think they gonna do it better than the last.
Right.
And then they got a Diddy case.
Yeah, but see,
then they got an R. Kelly case. They got a Suge case.
Let me give you another one, Tad. Now, like let's look at it like this, right? Let's use somebody who, come from is a great scholar, great man. We talked about it last time, but I want to revisit that. So what happens is when individuals set out to do something, so you have somebody like a Umar who set out to build a school, right?
Right.
When he don't do that, he don't say, yo, my bad, I didn't do that. He just start talking about something else and distract you from what he set out to do. See, we don't know you as a scholar. We don't know you as a hip hop connoisseur and a socialite. Right. We don't know. We know you as a scholar and a teacher.
Right.
That set out with a plan that had everybody jump on board with you to go with your plan. You don't carry out the plan and then you start saying wild shit. And then we be like, we forgot what we fuck with you for. You understand what I'm saying? That's called moving the goalpost. But you think you so smart and you think everybody's stupid. So then they say, oh, this is a distraction. That's a distraction. No, you talking is a distraction from you not building that goddamn school because you still not updating nobody. So when you say some of the things, this is a distraction, and you start repeating stuff 10 times and then you keep jumping on camera, hold on. What's up with the school? Could we get an update? You understand what I'm saying? So again, you only start saying certain things once you get caught. And then you just start saying, hold up, over here, this, that, and the third. But yo, the school, this, and it's like, yo, hold on. What's his name again? That's the dude that's supposed to build the school? But he got all these takes and all these talking points that some people who just really started dealing with the internet don't even know he been building the school for 10 years.
Word.
But that should be his premise. So somebody who just got on the internet could come on there and say, damn, Dame is humble, he's cool. I don't like the way Jay did him. They don't know that dude that was dancing in the video. They don't know the dude that was capping, talking about I only wear sneakers once. I'm throwing my sneakers away. I don't wear sneakers. And he never said, yo, I don't wear sneakers twice. I'm gonna take the sneakers and go to the homeless shelter. I'm gonna go down and get the Skid Row. And he never did none of that. He just like, I throw them in the garbage. Come on, man.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing.
That type of wasteful spending.
Exactly.
And for people who touch that kind of money, we should be encouraging our community to invest in financial literacy.
Right.
Because all of us got money. I'm quite sure people in the chat done touched tons of money before if they was outside like that, And I had an unfortunate incident where I was sitting up and money couldn't help me.
Right.
And I realized money is very valuable.
Right.
It's an excellent tool. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? To solve your financial problems. If you got financial problems, money's your thing. But if you got character problems, money's not going to help you. If you're an asshole, money's going to magnify that. And that's what it did for so many dudes.
Exactly. Now think about this too. A dude so arrogant that even if you ask him about the school, you could have donated and he'll block you.
Yeah.
So his fall is coming too.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? His fall is coming too. So again, we get to see it in real time. We get to see it happening because again, because I have something, what I always say, just because you won, that don't mean I lost. And just because I won, that don't mean you lost. Sometimes it's just my time.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? It's just my time. But you had dudes that brought a whole lifestyle, brought a whole mentality to us as the people, and it didn't help us. What I'm saying, the shit that Puff was doing did not help us. The shit that Dame was doing, it did not help us. It hurt us because it started creating a mentality that many of us thought we had to have and character that we thought we had to have to look successful. Do they look successful now? You understand what I'm saying? When your jibs is falling out and a nigga in MDC, like I told y'all the other night, you know you live better than Puff right now, right? Believe it or not. You could be in a one-room shack. You could be in a studio. Yo, you live better than him right now. You know why? Because you got your freedom. You could come and go.
Oh, you eating better than him right now.
Yeah, you eating better than him.
You're on a hunger strike.
Yeah,
Not a hunger strike per se, but they said he's not eating right now.
Right.
But that's the reports.
Yeah, Amir Prescott,
true that is.
thank you for the super chat. Said, I think hip hop culture needs a reset. And do you think A&Rs are needed for the up and coming artists? Let me tell you something about music and the artistry. One of the things that we need to move out of is this whole music thing, because as Black people, we more than music. And that's what we just been relegated to, that we just all artists. And we all into, all music. In sports and entertainment and all that. We way more than that. And many of our great minds was never artists. When we think about Malcolm X, he actually shunned the fact that people were looking up to artists and trumpet players and comedians and all of that. We need to get away from that. We need more minds. And if you do that as a hobby, fine. But it became that's all we know. That's all we are. It used to be a point in time where people say, yo, I don't rap, but I'm nice at this. I know how to do this. Now we just a big pot of gumbo, and we don't have no difference in any of us. And we not a monolith, but we became a monolithic people where it's all about entertainment. Even if you look at your Facebook, it'll say you a digital creator. You never put that in there that you a digital creator, but you a digital creator. So you might start believing in your bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So we have brilliant minds. We built a lot, we read a lot, we studied a lot, and we created a lot. But now, all we do is create chaos and dysfunction. And that's the problem with us. You know what I'm saying? We're teachers. The first teacher to the child is the mother. But now we see poor mothering skills. You know what I'm saying? The disciplinarian and enforcer most of the time has been the father. But been very loving at the same time. But he's been removed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So before we correct hip hop, we got to correct ourselves. But you got to correct yourself as an individual. Hopefully that what you think and how you do rub off on people. You think what I'm saying? I think Black culture needs a reset. It ain't hip hop. It's Black culture.
It's everything.
Yeah, the way we think.
Our politics, our political ignorance.
Right.
The music. And it's funny you say that, because you remember, I stopped rapping years ago when everybody started rapping.
Right.
It took the value away. Once everybody like, word, he raps. The ball player, the little dude who used to dress up like his mama, he raps now. Like,
right.
I'm good on all this. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to seem like I'm emulating everybody. And that just wasn't my path. That was just something I knew how to do, because as a kid, I loved hip hop. Like, we grew up in it. I bug out when people say, yo, First hip hop record I ever loved was Biggie. I heard that and I just knew I was like, word.
Word, that's your first hip hop record?
And we could remember just being on the block listening to the brand new music with Biggie and the likes and everybody, because that was our music when we was coming up in the 80s. Breaking our necks to go see Beat Street and breaking and all of that stuff, you know, the corny movie rapping and Wild Style. And I think anything that has something to do with hip hop, we went to the movies to see it. Crush Groove, you name it. But then it changed. The culture changed because then it went from there to Boys in the Hood and Juice and Minister Society and New Jersey Drive, and everything started dictating on what the behaviors are of our community,
Let me
because
ask you
media is
something.
a powerful thing.
Let me ask you
Yeah.
something, a critical question. Right now, if a young black lady, you got daughters, how old is Kayla's the youngest, right?
17.
17. Give me one black woman in society that is positive and doing the right thing that Kayla could look up to.
A public figure?
Yeah.
Nobody I could think of. And I dare not say Oprah. I dare not say Michelle because of their policies and affiliations and things they support. My circle is the family,
Right.
family and friends, my personal network. You know, I think if people check out the OG Wisdom podcast me and C Gutter did a couple of weeks ago, we had sisters on the platform. Just to let sisters, you know what I'm saying, give them their space to have their voice. Because unfortunately, as you said earlier, dog, right? Mothers are the first teachers in the community. Too many people are cosplaying as black women and ignoring the voices of black women, but saying we got to protect black women. When these people aren't black women, you're not going to tell me trainee trans women are black women. You're not gonna convince me. You're not gonna convince me Kamala Harris is a black woman. You're not gonna convince me Rachel Dolezal is a black woman. You're not gonna convince me. You just not.
Right.
But let black women speak.
Right.
Let's see how they feel if we really want to get the gauge of the temperature of black women.
Right.
And that's what me and Gutter did. And we got some more sisters that we gonna put on the platform. Shout out to my sister Keisha. Catch her every Thursday night,
Right.
8 p.m. on Thorough Black Talk. These are the people I have Kayla around.
Right.
You know what I mean? People that she can feel and see and invested in her well-being, in her future, not trying to get her to accept anything outside of the positive side of black culture, because we seen it all dumbed down. Look, we see it's unfortunate with Dame, because I do like Dame, and this
like
is not
Dame,
no
yeah.
knock on him. It's unfortunate with Puff. It's unfortunate with Suge. Just look at so many. Look at Irv. Look at everybody who is so prideful and boastful and just really thought it was all about them and self-centered, as opposed to being so grateful and thankful, just taking a pause like, yo, God, I thank you, but what else I need to do? Because I know in the blink of an eye, you could take all this shit.
Yep.
Take all, and what happened?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't pause.
Right.
Puff played with it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
He
act
played
like
with
he
all
religious.
types of side. He played with God though. But he played
that's
with
what I'm
God.
saying.
Yeah, he
Puff
played with God.
it,
Yeah.
because he'll come out with a big cross, but then you on the cross saying, hate me now. You know, and I'm not sitting here trying to sell religion, but I do believe in the universe, the higher power, whatever you want to call it, infinite intelligence, whatever you want to call that thing that makes the world move. You got to have an attitude of gratitude, man, and just slow down and breathe and just, yo, dog, the other day I woke up and I just looked at the ceiling and I was thankful, man. I'm thankful I'm not in the cell. I'm thankful I got a few dollars in my pocket and I could go where I want and eat what I want.
Right.
Because when you're in a position like Puff is tonight,
Yeah.
all that money ain't shit helping him.
Nothing.
None of that shit. And I've been in that situation because I was at the top of my game in the street.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing that got me out was prayer. I'm going to keep it a buck.
Right. You told me you came home and went to church.
Word up, man. I'm just because
yeah.
My point is that you got to be grateful, and when you're in those positions, you got to spread love. You got to share love. You got to tell people how they could get to the next level. Not be a gatekeeper, not making people your slaves and your little flunkies and your little doulas, embarrassing people. You think making a band, right?
Mm-hmm.
Puff really had people walk to get cheesecake, get them a slice of cheesecake. And I don't know if it was in the script for them to walk all the way to Brooklyn.
But it was a
walk all the way
humiliation
back to
ritual
Manhattan.
regardless.
Right. Just to drop the damn cheesecake.
Right.
And then the other humiliation ritual, which I really thought was super foul, was the sister Mysterious,
Right.
who was nice and rapping.
Mm-hmm.
And her sister, she had a brother who was deleted, I think in 2000 or something like that. She
Mm-hmm.
was there when he got deleted.
Mm-hmm.
Bless his soul. But so that was one of the part of the fuel that fed her career and her drive to be better. So she was
I think it
killing
was her
it on
sister.
making
I
her
think it was her
game.
sister.
No, then her sister
Oh,
passed.
right, 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 right,
Her
right,
sister passed about 2-3 years later, in like 02, 03,
right.
and she was dismembered. And I
Right,
really,
right. I was gonna
yo,
say
dog,
that.
I ain't
Yeah.
gonna lie. I don't even know these people, but I really felt it in my heart.
Right, right,
And I
right.
felt bad for the sister because she knew she had to go home. Puff calls her back. Put a glimmer of hope in the sister, all this tragedy her and her family was dealing with. And she was probably gonna be the one to move the family out of the poverty.
Mm-hmm.
Bring her back, let her rock a little while, just for him to crush her dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Again. Again.
Yeah.
They was already crushed when she lost her siblings. Then it was crushed when she knew she had to leave the show and she couldn't no longer compete. But then you invite her back
Mm-hmm.
just to crush her again. I
Right.
thought that was very insensitive. Fuck TV. Sometimes
Right.
something, but that's when integrity kick in. Some things ain't worth the money. Some things ain't worth the ratings. Like for anybody who shoot dice in the hood or gamble, we say all money ain't good money.
Right.
All and
My
these
money
people
good?
don't.
Nah, no bet. You an ass better.
Nah, no, but or you might be my man. I don't
Right.
want to take your money.
Right.
I just don't want to put you in a deficit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All money ain't good money. It don't matter. You could be that one last sale on the block. He might be police.
Right. And you
And
know
you
it's funny because the pride before the fall is this. A lot of times we tend to forgive people who never ask for forgiveness. And when an individual doesn't ask for forgiveness, they tend to make that mistake again because they never was sorry in the first place. So a lot of times they never seen the error in their ways. So I think if Dame Dash was genuine right now, he'd be telling these cautionary tales. Yo, once I did a deal with such and such, I messed up. Yo, once I made a stupid purchase. Yo, once I did this, once I did that. Yo, I used to throw sneakers away. That was stupid. To you young dudes out there, yo, spend your money wisely. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't do that. See, that's a person who's changed. That's a person who's telling people, yo, that's because again, when we get a little older, I sit every night and tell people what they shouldn't be doing based off of what I did and failed. You understand what I'm saying? So don't be like what I was. Don't be like me, but we'll look at somebody who's doing well. And my personal opinion is their comeback is to front again. They come back ain't to come back and get back on their feet. They come back and to say, yeah, y'all niggas counted me out. I'm back.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Look, I just bought a boat. Brother Marcus just sent in the super chat. I appreciate you. Said Diddy and Dame help add to a cultural brick wall, making people feel that they didn't belong. Very dangerous. That goes beyond it. Exactly. That's what we saying tonight. And it was others who did it, but look at them now. Even Suge Knight with the gangsterism. See, he did it on a different level. They did it on a fronting level of street money. He did it on a gangster level that, yo, we could Debo everything. Because remember, we thought Suge was this dude until we seen him laying on the floor.
Word.
It was like, yo, he got knocked out by a barber. He got knocked out by a barber. We's like, yo, and a
That's
barber.
what you call a lineup.
This is what I'm
Lined
saying.
them up.
So that changed everything. And them three had all that bread, even Irv. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Irv took on the persona of I can't say his name because of YouTube, but you know who I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? The guy who run YouTube music, you know what I'm saying? But he took on this persona, this mafioso persona that really wasn't him, getting to the bread, getting to the money, and then you just get crushed. You get crushed. And that's why I tell y'all a lot of times, when y'all send me cash apps, when y'all send me money, I always pay it forward because I'm decent, but it's always somebody who might need more than me. So again, shit, I got gifted. Let me pass the gift. You know what I'm saying?
Don't it feel good? I'm about to say, don't it feel good that you really in a position to do that?
Right, right.
I remember, and not to cut your wisdom, I remember as a kid, remember we was kids and Christmas, you always heard it's better to give than receive. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, shit, I want to receive. I want to receive.
Right,
But
right,
as I got older, I've learned that it is better to give because if you're able to give, you have an abundance. You're fortunate and you're blessed. If you have to receive, that means you're lacking. You're in a deficit. You're not on your game. And not saying you personally as a person,
right, right,
but
right,
in that situation, you in need.
right,
And it's better to be able to bless than to need the blessing. You know what I mean?
right.
And as you get older, you start to learn these things. It is better to give because when you can give, you feel better. You feel good about yourself because it don't hurt you.
Yo, you
Somebody need $50. It's all right,
every
here you go.
day of my life, I'm looking to gift somebody something. I'm always calling people, do you need this? Or yo, I could do this for you, or whatever the case may be. And I ain't up 100 million. I ain't got none of that. But then again, I seen dudes on YouTube that was funded by the community of YouTube call motherfuckers bones
Word.
on YouTube. You get what I'm saying? Like they's on YouTube stunting, talking about, yo, I made millions of dollars. I made this, that, and the third off of YouTube. Call people bums. See, I would never to me, bum is a mentality. It has nothing to do with what you have. It's not whether you have or don't have. Bum is a mentality. A bum to me is somebody who's not motivated to do good. That has nothing to do with somebody laying on the street because hard times could put you on the street. Shit, I tell everybody, we all $100 away from being homeless. Because if you're on a fixed income and you make this amount of money, they raise your rent or your mortgage $100, you might not be able to afford it. You got to move. You understand? So the issue, damn, I always be drinking shit, so it make me have to burp. My issue with a lot of dudes is that you had this bread and you'll go buy a chain instead of doing right by your people. You understand what I'm saying? You'll go think about them. These dudes is buying jewelry, cars, and fronting, and then they was gifting women shit that ain't even do nothing for nothing. How we?
Hold up.
Go ahead.
You took the thought out of my
Yeah.
head. Yo, I think about how many dudes were stunting in the club buying bottles and their kids still needed Pampers.
Right.
As soon as they talk to their baby mother, you act like I'm rich. You act like, dude, your baby need to eat.
Right.
Your baby need, but you can buy chicks drinks and you could pop bottles for the dudes in the club. Like that has always been wild to me.
Right. Right. Right.
And that's why, yo, we've been fortunate, we've been blessed, right?
Right.
You think with my youth group, parents actively reclaiming their youth. We did so much for young people with little to no money. Something came up in my memory the other day. I think we took the kids to the Great Blacks and Wax Museum for $50.
Mm-hmm.
$50. Everybody else be charging buck 50. We did it for $50.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because people was just donating. They was like, yo, I can't go, but I want to buy a child a seat. I like what you're doing for the young people. And that's the way we paying it forward.
Right.
Because we invested in the community. It's more than talk. It's deed. But here dudes got hundreds of millions and nobody really felt it necessary to build something of their own in their community to truly give back. They'll give some money to a charity, which is a tax write-off for them. So it looks good on paper. Yeah, I just gave such and such $1 million. Yeah, but it's do your business expense and you wrote it off. So you get it right back in taxes. It's no big deal. You
Sidebar.
ain't
What's your name? Lift Luciano. Did I give Jaguar some credit? So I never saw you before. You never came here. I would never give Jaguar any credit because Jaguar right is a liar. I said it before. I say it again. But even a broke clock is right twice a day. But what happens when you look at the shit when it ain't that time? So I don't care about somebody being factual because she wasn't factual. She stated the obvious. We all knew Puff was going down. He got the Homeland Security came. But if you came here to say and ask me that I give somebody some credit, first of all, what we talking about has nothing to do with her. We talking about a whole bunch of shit. And if you think that's a good question, I'll get all y'all the fuck up out of here. Y'all could go watch her. I'm just being real with y'all. Because it's not a good question. And I did discredit her because she don't deserve no credit. So you believe that she was on Epstein Island saving girls in the boat? You believe that too? But we talking about something real right now, and you talking about something fictitious. Just really think about it. And that's y'all problem now. Y'all don't pay attention to detail. Y'all lack comprehension. You like rumors and gossip and bullshit. We talking about real shit. He just said what he did in the community with the children. Let her have a story like that.
And Africa too.
And
And I ain't
Africa.
no celebrity.
Yeah,
I work a regular ass 9
How many
to
times
5.
you been to Africa?
4 times. 4 times. I wish you could pull the pictures up just to show people ain't no capping. Like, this is stuff we've really done. Like, it's because we really invested in the community. Why? Because we have to pay it forward. You have to give back. If these people are supporting you, you have to support them. It's reciprocal. It's a relationship. You know what I mean?
See, that's how you keep the money, the knowledge, the wisdom, and the growth within your community. That's what community is. What I learned, the knowledge I acquired, I'm going to go to the community center. Remember, we is there every Friday.
Every Friday.
Dudes out there smoking, drinking, living their life every Friday night. We got the kids in the center.
And hold up. Ain't nobody gonna challenge us because we are them dudes in the hood. Like, this ain't no bragging. This is our community. We's born and raised here for generations. Anybody who gonna challenge that, like, we have a real family. We have blood family. We have extended family. We have street family. We're super safe out here. Not saying nothing can't happen, but people are respecting it because who really doing it?
Right.
If we not doing it, who gonna do it?
Again.
And that's the problem. Everybody wait for somebody else to do what they could do themselves.
One day you said to me, yo, we the elders now. Yeah. But I started looking at age. I'm like, nah, but you said, yo, nah, we are the elders now. We can't say we need leaders. We need that. Yeah. It's on us now.
It's on us
to take the reins and steer the youth. So that's why with my platform, I talk about what I talk about. I have fun, you know what I'm saying? But I always try to give y'all one to grow on with it, because if not, what am I doing it for? You understand what I'm saying? We are the elders now. All of y'all are part of the elders. You understand what I'm saying? And y'all are part of the leadership. And if you're going to shirk your responsibility and listen to this fucking crazy bitch on there eating and wilding and throwing everybody away because you ain't got nothing nice to say about nobody, what have you built and what have you done? Because that's really what it's all about. See, we could destroy everything.
Yeah.
But if we not destroying the bill, what are we doing? You understand what I'm saying? We build a lot of stuff. And that's why y'all call the dialogues the bill. But if you listen to that for an hour, what did you learn?
Right.
What did you learn?
To do?
What did you learn? What are you motivated to do? What are you going to leave that with? Ooh, yo, that shit crazy. That's what you leaving with? How do you take that back to children? How do you take that back to your community? You understand? So we was in the goddamn community center.
In the projects.
In the community center. In the projects that we didn't even live in.
Word.
But access to it and had apartments there, you know, different shit at one point, but always been in the hood. Always been in the hood, stopping little gang wars between the little dudes and all that shit. A lot of shit. I went on the front line and talked to the little dudes. Yo, could y'all give me a ceasefire? If y'all got any respect for me, could y'all do it? So that's the shit that I want to hear. I don't want to hear about this entertainment superficial shit, because my thing is to give you a title, to reel you in, to give you what you need. I'm going to give you what you want, but I also got to give you what you need at the same time. And these dudes is a cautionary tale, because many of us at one point aspired to be $100 million near, a $500 million there. But it's the way you go about stuff now. See, we all could obtain anything. But now how you go about it is whether you're going to keep it and you're going to be blessed. And you got to count your blessings. But we've been taught to be arrogant. We've been taught to look down at the other person for what they don't have. But have you ever thought about when Diddy and Dame was in the room with them other folks, they was the poorest people in the room.
Word.
They was only nigga rich.
Yeah.
When you got 100 million and you around billionaires, you broke.
Yeah.
So they was only stunting on us. You understand what I'm saying? They was only stunting on us. But I did a show about this 3 years ago. Which one of them has given you the information that you need to succeed?
Nobody.
So I want to hear the black card. I don't want to hear that what they doing to us. You was a part of that shit too. Because
Yeah.
they all sold us liquor. Every poor decision I made in my life, I was drunk. Think about that. Every poor decision you ever made in your life, you was drunk. That was your courage. That was your
That's a
liquid
fact.
courage. That was your beer muscles. That was that you didn't care. Remember when we was younger and Black all them got locked up, they was drunk, said he woke up in central bookings.
Word.
He
Woke up in
Our
jail.
cousin crashed his car and fell asleep drunk. He didn't even get away. He was so drunk, he crashed into a parked car and sat there. You understand what I'm saying? So again, we got to really, really look at what and how these guys amassed their riches. And the way they amassed their riches wasn't nothing positive for us. You understand what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing positive for us, but then it was very, very, they were very arrogant.
And
You
that
get
was
what
the,
I'm saying?
that's the sad part.
Yeah,
That's
that
where
was
the pride kick in.
Yeah, that's where the pride
That
kicked in.
arrogance. Like y'all
You know-
bums and dudes get money and come to the hood around poor people just to stunt.
And give them
Fuck, one or
liquor.
two. Yeah.
And
buy
give
a
them,
bottle.
give them liquor. Like
Buy a bottle.
we're already dysfunctional. We don't need liquor. Seriously, we already dysfunctional. Imagine giving destitute, depressed, dysfunctional people liquor. Armadale wasn't even his. You get what I'm saying? It wasn't even his. We was drinking Armadale. We was drinking Ciroc. And it wasn't even his.
None of that was theirs.
None of that was theirs.
But they was fronting like it was.
This is what I'm saying. It wasn't even theirs. And we thought we were supporting black excellence, black business. And it wasn't even theirs. And the whole time,
And you know what's crazy?
look, the whole time, Dame was sick, respectfully diabetic, and wasn't even supposed to be drinking.
Word.
See how that work? Wasn't even supposed to be drinking.
You know, we talked about that last time.
Yeah.
The importance of taking care of our health.
This is what I'm
'Cause
saying.
We think we're going to be young forever.
This is what I'm
And
saying.
with all that money and knowledge, they could have built business schools. Something as simple as that. Build a business school and really give us the game. Really teach us about credit. You think our generation, we just learning about credit.
Right.
The generation before us ain't really understand credit. They was in debt.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody told us about credit utilization and payment schedules, all the factors and what determines your credit score. How do you boost your credit score? What brings your credit score down? Like all of the simple stuff.
Man, I was
Nobody
gonna
even
switch
told
to
us the difference
T-Mobile
between
today.
personal and business credit.
I was going to switch to T-Mobile today, and they said, we got to run a credit check. Nah, you ain't putting no inquiry on my joint. I just stay with
Word.
AT&T for now. But think about this, right? When you really think about it, how could anybody try to help us or be for you if the very things and tools that was used to destroy us, they trying to sell you that? Y'all should look at everybody who's trying to sell you liquor sideways. Not because I don't drink, but every poor decision that was made, person was bent. When these youth right now is going out there wilding, spinning the block, that's and you think Dame and Puff is older than us.
Word.
So we following them. So when does the cycle stop? We ain't had the money they have. I probably never see the money that they had in life. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm still humble enough and don't have the pride with the arrogance, because what I have, look where we came from. I'm just happy. Like, yo, man, I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to be able to afford to pay my bills and have my own roof over my head. I don't need excess. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
But these was guys who lived excess, but then look at them now. You get what I'm saying? And that's the main thing that we trying to say to y'all. They sold us every tool to fuck us up. Every tool.
All the tools to our destruction.
All the tools.
But then celebrated it.
Right.
I mean, this and like you brought up Suge, I mean, we as Black folks, as a community, I mean, even if you span whoever, I mean, just as people, period, man. Let's move it out of the sphere of Black folks. We have to really start learning lessons from people. When the last time you read an Aesop's fable or something, you know, where there's a story and you walked away with a lesson, there was a moral to the story. What are we learning from everybody's misfortune? The internet got everybody celebrating people downfall, saying, yeah, they deserve it, they deserve it. Whether they deserve it or not is not for me to judge. What I do know is the behaviors that led up to it.
Right.
When I was fortunate enough to survive all of my challenges, I said, I have to change my behaviors so I don't be in those positions anymore.
Because that's how you got
and not
there.
just behaviors, my environment.
Right.
I got to stop hanging out with the same dudes. Every time something goes on with one of my mans, if I'm with him, I'm in it too.
Yep.
And he could be dead ass wrong. But now I'm taking penitentiary chances or grave chances. Because any dude ever been outside with me and it popped off, I always tell him, ain't nothing going to happen to you that ain't going to happen to me.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
And I'm trying to fight for my life, so I'm going to approach it a little different. That turns into a felony.
Yo, you said something critical that I got to rewind that and bring that back. And this is the question that I want everybody to ask yourself and seek a search for the answer. Are people selling you Black culture or are they selling you nigga culture? Because it's not the same.
At all.
It's not the same. And before you say, I like this person, I'm following this person, they be kicking some real. Look how they carry themselves. Look how they live. Nobody is perfect. But when you sit in the seat and you can use your voice because you're commanding the attention of the people, what are you really giving the people? All I seen dudes is give us womanizing, lining your man up, stealing from your man, getting drunk, getting high, promiscuity, and just being a complete piece of shit. And that's celebrated. If you ain't one of them things, come on, he ain't about that action. Let you say, yo, what you doing? Yo, I'm sitting here reading this book. Blah, this nigga read. Dysfunction is celebrated. And see, now Dame is trying to say that as his talking point. Yo, my people sell dysfunction. Well, look, bro, if you're in a position that you don't want dysfunction to be celebrated anymore, and you don't want certain things to go down no more because you think it hurt our people, first of all, you got to right your wrongs. You got to right your wrongs. So you probably shouldn't even be fighting for reasonable doubt, because reasonable doubt was one of the shit that made motherfuckers go outside and sell drugs. It's just real. It was a hustler's anthem, but that was for the times, though. You get what I'm saying? We talking about something that happened in 96. Now we at 2024. Where are we going? So are we going places as the individual, or are we going places as a community? And again, we do not have a community. We have communities. We have different places. How they give it up in Compton, I don't know. So again, when you have people like Umar, the black community, stop trying to paint it like we all together. Because right now we got brothers in Virginia. I don't know what they do. I don't know how they doing it. I don't know their needs and their wants. But I know everybody want to get high and get drunk. That's the universal thing in the community. Everybody want to get bent. You know, and everybody want to be tough. Everybody want to be this thing. And it still comes from the blueprint that they left. Everybody want to be a boss. Dame was talking all that bullshit. Remember? You're not a boss. You're not a boss. That's not boss. This ain't boss.
Yeah.
But just saying you only a boss when you invest your money. Real bosses do OPM. The people who are rich
Word.
got bank
Always.
loans. So what you sound crazy. Go ahead.
And he knows that.
Yeah.
And that's what I was saying. You know, they not teaching real business. Like, you have assets. Assets can be bought for one price and then appraised at another price. And then if you put it under the business, your taxes get right off. If you donate it to, it's so many intricacies that I'm learning right now because I had money and didn't know what to do with it. So got a Slick Rick starter kit, every pair of Timberlands. Remember, I was wearing glasses before I got the LASIK surgery.
Right.
So I had the Versace's, the Gucci's, different pairs of glasses every day.
Cadillac
switching them
truck.
up.
Cadillac truck. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
It's like everything that I had, the whole hood dude kit. You know what I mean?
Nigga shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because that was the blueprint that they gave us.
Alizé Red was my thing. Rolling my L's.
Yep.
Burning it down. Keeping the thing on me. That was my life. That's who I was.
Listening to rap.
I had the alcohol all day.
Listening to rap.
You know, I still rock with Erica and them back then.
I'm saying we was on. We did our Neo Soul. No, we did our Neo Soul. But again, this
when we outside,
this image of what we thought we had to be as men come from these guys, and then now look.
But here it is, dog. Right? Through their puppet masters, because remember, they in the room with they got $100 million, but they in there with billionaires dictating to them, this is what we want you to do. Wow, we control the airways, we control the visual media, we control print ads. This is what we're selling. We'll pay you this because this is what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it was. What we said? They said, yo, if you ain't doing this, you ain't up on this.
Mm-hmm.
You square. And who buys more products than anybody? Women.
Right.
Women go to the dollar store. And this is no knock
Amazon,
on our sisters.
Amazon.
This ain't no knock on our sisters, but they buy into it, and us chasing women, we following them. The women say, yo, you ain't got this, so you run out and get that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was cool, but that was last week's stuff. So now we trying to dress to impress. We taking on this persona that we're told through the visuals and the music that this is what manhood is. One thing I always knew, and I learned this from my father and my grandfather, the one thing about being a man, the only thing that makes you a man is being responsible.
Mm-hmm.
Responsibility. See, yo, I swear, my sons could tell you, I'll go out, but me and the children, we're going out all day. We in the park, we going to the movies, we doing something. And by 9 o'clock, they in the house, in the bath, and in the bed. Because at 11 o'clock, daddy out the door going to do grown folks things.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to prioritize. And that's what I was saying earlier. I remember being in the clubs with dudes and they baby moms is beefing with them about them having money for the clubs and new clothes and licks, but they ain't got no money for their babies.
Mm-hmm.
And that wasn't my reality. Never was, never will be. That wasn't me. My money go to my family first, and whatever's left over, then I could party.
Mm-hmm.
But dudes got it backwards. So I bought into the image, but not the character, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I knew that home is always the priority.
Right.
Home is always the priority. Pay your rent, feed your family, clothe your children, and then whatever's left, then you go splurge that.
But then now that was for you, and the good thing is that you had your pops and pop to teach you that, right?
Right.
But then now some dudes never had that. They got kicked out the home. Chasing bullshit. Chasing these dudes, thinking they gotta live like this, thinking that if you got the chain, the watch, the clothes, you getting money, that was gonna keep the chick. That ain't keeping it no more now. So again, the lessons that they left is still prevalent today, and it ain't working. And nobody's saying, yo, hold on, man, that shit ain't working no more. We done got kicked out the crib.
Like Purnell told Kane.
Yeah.
Remember in Minister Society, when Kane went to the jail to tell Purnell he was moving to Georgia with Ronnie. And remember, Purnell wasn't mad. He said, yo, Kane, be a better man to my son than I was.
Mm-hmm.
Teaching the way we grew up was bullshit.
Right, right.
That's what, and I ain't gonna front. I see Dame doing that now, and I'm glad because it's never too late. Because I think you and I talked about this before too.
Mm-hmm.
We got to give our folks room to grow.
Right, right.
Because a lot of times we look at people through our skewed filter. You know what I mean? And we look at somebody for who they used to be back in '95 as if they can't correct their behavior. Like we said, a real apology shows up as changed behavior. So when
Exactly.
somebody's trying to do better, we're like, man, that nigga used to wrong people. He used to smoke
Word,
crack,
word,
but
word.
look at him now. He's doing better for himself. You know what I'm saying? And people don't like that. And that's because they find misery in their own life and they don't know how to get unstuck. Frederick Douglass said it's better to raise, what he said, it's better to raise strong children and repair broken men.
Mm.
And that's so profound. Raise strong children. That's why we have this love for children, because they're so innocent.
Right,
And we shouldn't pervert them with our foolishness, with the
right.
things that we weren't protected from. You know what I'm saying? The
Mm-hmm.
violence, the drugs, the sex. Look at society right now. I'm not even talking about in the hip hop community. Look at society promoting sexual ambiguity.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what's crazy about the whole Puffy situation. You got a society hell bent on telling children that they could pick their gender and whatever gender they're attracted to, it's okay. But Puff's whole case is centered around him liking men.
Right,
It wasn't him plucking out Cassie.
right.
It wasn't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not him robbing his artists. It's him liking men.
Yeah. So all the other
Him
stuff he
liking
did, they just,
male
yeah,
escort.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
nah. But I thought we was in a space where you can be freaky as you want.
Right,
You can, what they call it, fluidity,
right,
pansexual.
right.
What's what's that artist's name? Janelle Monáe. She
Yeah.
said she pansexual.
And guess who she
That
signed
means you
to?
attracted to everybody.
Guess who she was on? Bad Boy.
See, makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So why Puff can't be pansexual? And again, this is no justification, because I feel bad for anybody who's been victimized, especially through SA. You know what I'm
Yeah, yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Particularly if it happened to children, because those are allegations, man. We know, being from the hood, you know, people talk with no facts at all.
Right.
No facts at all. So all of these are allegations. However, it's kind of crazy that here it is, everybody's supposed to be sexually free, and this man can't
Yeah, he
freak off
yeah, but
with grown-ups.
Tad, last night I did a whole show and I was saying, yo, we can't really condemn him to the for the parties. If you been to a hooky party, you seen some wild stuff. The only thing, I mean, dudes, I ain't never been around no men on men action, but I seen some wild stuff in my time. And if you went to college, you probably saw men on men. You probably saw women on women. Some of y'all to be down with people was letting people spank your naked butt. So I don't want to see nobody with the hypocrisy, but when it's crimes being committed, when people are being hurt in the process, that's
Right.
the issue. But I can't get mad at him because he a freak. That ain't no crime. You know what I'm saying?
My whole thing is, if he send you that invitation, you can decline.
Word.
Invite him
Cat
in
Williams
there.
did, right? You gotta tell him
Word,
no.
right?
He's
Yeah,
like,
you gotta tell him no.
word, you gotta tell him no. But he told us that at the beginning of the year. You gotta tell him no.
Right. So at what point? And again, this is not no victim shaming, no blaming. These are just things to think about,
Right.
because it's him today. Like, well, look at poor Bill Cosby, and I'm glad Bill Cosby out of jail,
Right.
because he's an old man.
Right. Right.
He's an old man. Like, just they could have just gave him a couple of more months. Said, we don't even know if he's gonna be around much longer.
Right. Right.
Why
Right.
put him and his wife through that? And that's what I'm saying. When we keep hollering protect black women, we attack men as if they're not attached to women, as if they don't have daughters who's going to be traumatized, if they don't have wives, if some of them don't have mothers that are affected by what's being done to them in the name of black women. Now, I'm not saying don't go for justice, but these are things to think about, because we are talking about this society, this country,
Right.
where us as black men been vilified just for being smart.
Right.
We come in the spirit of Malcolm and Martin and all the other freedom fighters that just challenged our people to think.
That's
Don't
all.
go hurt nobody. Just correct yourself.
Right.
Be a better person. That's all we saying. You
Right.
ain't got to agree or disagree. Just be your best self. And that's what this society has a problem with, because it gets its power from our ignorance.
Right.
And as long as we stay ignorant, they stay in power. Once we start wisening up, being smarter, educating ourselves, standing in our own power, they lose the power that they have over us that we've granted them.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what Dame was trying to say. This is what Puff was trying to say. This is what Kanye was trying to say. This is what Nipsey did.
Right. See, this is
Like,
what
you
I'm
don't
saying.
gotta talk about it. Just do it.
But
You
I said
see a
though,
need in the hood, just
I don't
step
want to
in.
cut you, but this is a guy, young man, rolling 6-0, who come from that cloth for real, because he can't
Yeah.
play over there. He
Right.
can't pretend, he can't do none of that. Who had to put on, and the minute he got a little something, yo, this is what I'm gonna do for my community. You understand what I'm saying? This is what I'm gonna do for my community. This is how I could upload. I could talk about crypto. I want to talk about different things. I want to do this, that, and the third. And he didn't even have the mean. He wasn't even no millionaire. He was just trying to
Word.
get to it. He was on the cusp of greatness, but his greatness showed through his ways and actions. But again, we have men who were $100 million men. Diddy, a billionaire, and gotta eat Jack Mac right now. If he got that.
Dog, real quick, give
Uh-huh.
a shout out to King Simon.
Shout out to
He
King
he
Simon in the
chat.
building. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Shout out to our brother King Simon Presents. If you want to get on some deeper stuff of what we talking about, y'all check out our brother King Simon's channel, King Simon Presents. King Simon on all platforms.
Right.
That's the big bro over there.
But what I
Shit,
respect
dog.
about Nipsey, he didn't wait till he fell on hard times to say, yo, because again, to me, I'm gonna be real with you. I be thinking it's disingenuous for you to fall and then just start. Because think about the stuff Puff was doing. He automatically started giving people they publishing back. He already knew it was coming, bro. You already know what the lawyers is gonna tell you, yo, I just got word back. Because think the lawyers, the judges, the DAs, all of them is friends. They all went to law school together. They all passed the
Word.
bar together. So I'm like, hey,
Golfing,
this is what I'm saying. So they
weddings.
like, yo, I'm getting word that they about to come down on you. You have to start doing some PR stuff. You have to start giving people they publishing back. You got to start making certain things right. Because when the court of public opinion, you'll have the people with you. So he started already trying to clean up. He apologized. He did a lot of stuff because he knew it was coming. You understand what I'm saying? He was forewarned, but then by that time it was too late. But again, if you really wanted to right your wrongs, it's not about money. It's not about it's about behavior. It's about, and then you got your son out here acting the ass too. He already a little you. You understand what I'm saying? He already a little you.
And shout out to Albie Shore.
Yeah, anyway, I ain't even talking about that, son. I'm talking about the little
No,
dude
but that's what I'm saying. How you hijack a dude's baby mom's
and his kid. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yo,
I said
you
that
took his
last
whole
night.
family.
Yeah, this was.
Yo, he wrote for those who don't know, Albie Shore wrote Forever My Lady for Kim Porter when she was pregnant with Quincy.
See,
Yo, and Puff just swooped in, bagged his chick, and took his son. Forever My Lady was written for Kim Porter by Albie Shore. But then he swooped in and took Ryan Leslie chick.
right.
Yo, a wild dude. The pride before the fall. That money, that arrogance. But then again, if a dude could take your chick with a few dollars, is she really yours?
Right. It ain't none of them yours. It's always your turn. You know what I'm saying?
Just your turn.
Just your turn. Because you wasn't going to be the first. You wasn't the first, and you might not be the last. But my thing is this, and for what people, what I want you to understand is that you're going to want things in life. And as you achieve what you achieve in life, how you handle people will always determine how people handle you. See, because if you had, and you achieve greatness, that's why I pay it forward. Because if I ever fall off or anything happen, I was demonetized for 6 months. I ain't make $1. I didn't make $1 for 6 months. Other ventures that I had, I was able to maintain. But off this channel, I ain't make shit. But people will be on you. I didn't cry about it. People will be on there sponsoring wars, imaginary wars and shit, so niggas could wear fucking coats in the living room and doing all this shit. You know what I'm saying? People will spend time funding that and never got one to grow on, because the person that you even sponsoring, look at their behavior. This is the point that I want to people to understand. Before you get behind somebody, no Diddy, and you support their efforts, look at their behavior. Look at their behavior. See, talking sometimes, we all know how to talk, but we think talking is work sometimes. Talking is not work. What does your works in the street? Not how many guns you bust, how many women you slept with, how many lives did you change in the street? That you went out there and set up some type of institutions for people. Look what you did with nothing. Nothing. Spending Fridays in the community center when dudes is getting drunk, ready to turn up. Yo, you got the kids? All right, I'm gonna come downstairs. You ordering pizza? All right, cool. I think one time I did come downstairs. I came downstairs, remember I showed the kids like $10,000.
Yeah.
And I had my jewelry on. I showed the kid $10,000. And I said to them, listen, I got this from the computer. I didn't get this from sell. I don't sell drugs. I'm not a criminal. I never robbed nobody. I own a website. And this is how I got this money. This is how I got this jewelry. And this is how I got this physical money. And you could get this too if you go to school, get education. Right here, you getting further education, but you could get money from a computer, not a gun, not a knife, not from beg, borrowing, stealing, from earning an honest living. You understand? And that's what the message that I showed to them. I'm like, yo, it's real money. But think about the kids. They probably never saw that much money at one time ever. You know what I'm saying? Right. They might not have saw $1,000. But I was able to show them, look, you could get money from a computer.
Right.
Because remember,
nobody's telling them that.
Remember what the narrative was? You can't make money from computers. That's what some people we was around was trying to tell me that you can't make money off the computer. All right.
And those are people who don't have vision. Because what's so crazy, what I've learned about what success is success is living the life you want to live. Chase the life, the money's gonna come. Because the thing is, we're not supposed to chase money. We're supposed to attract it.
Right.
And it's gonna come to you as long as you on your purpose. But most people don't even know what their purpose is.
Right.
So they're running around here aimless, just drifting through life. In fact, Napoleon Hill, right? He wrote the book Think and Grow Rich. Mm-hmm. Right? Some people may have heard it, some people may have not. It's been done over by Dr. Dennis Kimbrough called Think and Grow Rich, a Black choice. But Napoleon Hill wrote a book called Outwitting the Devil. Mm. And in there, he's having a mock interview with the devil, and he asks the devil, how do you get people to get on your side? You know, because he talks about God and the devil. He said, it's not hard. He said, most people come to me when they drift off their path. Mm-hmm. Everybody's born for a reason. You're born on purpose with a purpose. When you're not on your path, you start drifting. And when you start drifting, that's when the devil gets you. Mm-hmm. He said, there's really no good and bad. That's just your perception. There's always just a positive and negative charge in everything. You know, even when you break it down to the smallest molecule, you know, there's a positive and a negative charge in everything. And when we're staying on our path, we're adding on. When we drifting, we're going to the negative side. We're taking away. We're taking our attention off of what's going on.
Hence,
that's why I always encourage people to stand in your power.
Yeah, an idle mind is the devil's playground.
Right. And the internet is a coward's playground too.
Facts is a coward's playground. You know, I get threatened every day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but again, your purpose should never to look at somebody and wanting to be like them if they not really serving a purpose. Because your purpose was not to be rich. Because anybody could obtain riches by doing some salacious shit. Look.
Word.
Anybody could be rich by selling out your people. See, they want us they want all of us to partake in certain behaviors and do certain things. You know, I mean, come on. How long ago you sold crack?
A lifetime ago.
This is what I'm saying.
A whole lifetime ago.
And what did you get from that?
Incarcerated. Headaches. Beef. Like.
But again, when you was out there, I remember the block was the block. The block, everybody getting money over here.
Jinking.
I'm selling weed, you selling crack. We out there living good. You know what I'm saying? But it came at a youthful age where it was like, yo.
And it came with a high price.
With a high price. Because now.
That wasn't worth the money.
Wasn't worth the money. So now, again, we were prideful in what we thought we was chasing because we wanted to be like these guys. We didn't have the means to get in some of the rooms they was in. But Dame said he was hustling. The Rockefeller thing was built off hustling. So that's the hustle part. We got that. And we got the music part. So we put the 2 and 2 together. Yo, we gonna be like them. We got the music. I'm doing the music. Dudes is getting the bag. Yo, we got the hustle and the music. And then the funny thing about Puff is his direct lineage come from me. Come from because I was the first person to do big music, and Big is from my hood. So his lineage does come from us. Our lineage don't come from him. Big was our man first before he even knew who a Puff was. You get what I'm saying? And some of the flavor that he got come from around the way.
That's straight Fulton Street.
That's Fulton Street.
That's all Fulton Street.
Yeah, that's where we from. You know what I'm saying? That's where we from, born and raised. So the point I'm making is that no matter what you do in life, no matter what you get and no matter what you trying to do, if it's going to harm somebody in the process, that shit ain't worth it because you know who gonna get harmed the most? You.
Word.
So you could either have your jibs falling out or you could be in MDC right now.
You think James should have went to where Jules went? To where Jules Santana went? No?
Another one though, we could tell his story because again, he fit in this motif too. You understand what I'm saying? He had all the jewelry, he had all of that shit too. Nigga ain't have a tooth. you know, as a human, once you start as an adult, once you start losing your hair and your teeth, it's like damn. You know what I'm saying?
I got mine.
Yeah, your hair and your teeth. But again, he had all the bread. Jewels was another one, showing the jewelry, all that shit. Then you just didn't have no teeth. And where he was at, he was incarcerated. He got to make a comeback and still didn't come back to prominence the way he was. But at one point, he was on top. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. No, Diddy. He was on top. So it's like, when we really think about it, this culture has taught us that when we get a little something, go talk shit to people. And treat the less fortunate a certain way. And say to the youth that might be looking at us, yo, Rollies and this, that, and the third. How is a 12-year-old going to get Jordans if his mother and father can't afford it? He hitting that block. So they don't even know how many drug dealers they created, how many criminals you creating with this mind state. You know what I'm saying? Because if somebody's 16 and he want to go to Target and work, that money can't get him no Jordans. That money can't, because everybody is judged by their material assets. That's why a lot of times when people used to, when the fucking bozo Kermit was like, Doggie Diamonds is broke. And then people was coming over here saying, yo, you broke. I'm like, how?
Yeah.
How the fuck am I broke?
See, I'm not even going to talk about the things you bought when you were demonetized.
Yeah.
I'm like.
But I'm just saying.
Big purchases, and I'm like,
but see, my thing is
once,
right. Broke has always been a mentality to me. Bum is mentality. How could I be broke if I'm rich in knowledge? That's why I say I use what I know to get what I gotta get. What you say? If what you
know don't solve your problems, then you don't know shit. Everybody know all this useless information,
right?
But where's the information to improve your life, to improve the life of those you love and those around you? Like we said, some of these people are fathers, some of these people are mothers, some of these people have children. But what are you doing to improve their life?
Right. Right.
because they don't know nothing. What they do is ride coattails. Because what's so funny, right, dog? When you think about how many artists that were on, and you think about their entourages and where the entourage is now,
Popped.
how are you a boss? How are you a boss and your team is washed all the way up? You may have a few dollars, but you didn't put nobody in position to win with you. And if they fumbled the ball, then they fumbled the ball. But you didn't even have it to put people in position or help them bounce back. So
sad thing about Dame is one of his stories is like everybody became billionaires. They from him. But the other sad thing is they became billionaires when they got the fuck away from you too. That's sad though. We gotta really think about that. And with your character and your characteristics and how you carried yourself, were you a hindrance? You understand what I'm saying? Because of course, yeah, I feel like to a certain extent, they might have. See, when we all develop this mentality, I gotta do what's best for me, ain't no rules no more now. Look, if you gonna sell us liquor and you gonna sell us a lifestyle, ain't no honor amongst thieves, because again, what about us? What about the working man? What about the bus driver? What about the person who work in Walmart? What about the RN? What about people who work for the city? We're taking working class people like Charlemagne, like DJ Envy, call them niggas workers. He dissed them for being workers. When do we start dissing workers?
For having legitimate jobs.
When do we start dissing workers? So that's a part of the pride before the fall too. And that wasn't too long ago. When do we start dissing people for having a 9-to-5? You understand what I'm saying? When did we started dissing people for having a 9-to-5? And another person that, because I know where y'all talking points come from, and y'all keep saying the Diddy thing is a distraction. A distraction from what? Because if you're using Dr. Umar talking point, just go somewhere else and fuck with him. You know what I'm saying? Because we can't be distracted over here because we are abreast and aware of everything that's going on. But again, we're talking about certain topics because we give you what you want in order to give you what you need. And if you think it's a distraction, talk about that in your immediate circle. We good over here. We ain't distracted from nothing because we cover everything.
And what they need is this wisdom, because everybody's talking about the fall, but nobody's talking about the lessons.
Right.
The lessons when you're down. How do you prevent that fall?
Right.
You think about it, a roadmap. A roadmap tells you how to get from one place to another. Tell you the direct routes, alternative routes. But how do you know? Because somebody had to go there.
Right.
And I'm quite sure it was a challenge. Somebody had to clear the path. Somebody had to clear the way. They had to chart it. They had to make sure it was safe. This is all we doing is giving you the roadmap that we done been down. And helping you navigate watching these people pitfalls. Why would you want to make the same mistake? We've seen it with everybody.
Two things you could get from this. Two things you could get from this. Two guys who was on the street. One was in there in prison from the street life, went to prison, and probably would have just been coming out, right? Then you have me, who went from behind the boards of music to the internet and can show you this internet shit, and he could tell you how to not to be in the street and get the hell out the street and have a legitimate job and have everything. So we're telling you, this was our stupid ass life. This is where we came from. And because I don't have my chain on, I got it. Because I don't got my earrings in, I got it. Because you don't see what I drive, you judge me off of what you think I don't have. I'm just trying to tell you none of that shit makes me who I am. And you shouldn't look at what people have and follow them based off of what you think they have, because y'all keep basing success off of materialism. And this is the pride before the fall. We're telling you, they had some of the most material shit in the world. The women, the cars, the planes, all that shit. Now one is in MDC and one teeth is falling out. You understand what I'm saying? So we went backwards to forwards. They started at the top and went backwards. You get what I'm saying? So this is why these is important talks from certain people that could tell you, yo, we did the dumb shit. We was a part of the dumb shit. Our favorite pastime was just whipping people's ass for no apparent reason. You know what? Let's do this. Let's go in a pocket. Let's do that. And we talking about 20 years ago, 25 years ago,
Shit,
30 years ago.
Yeah, damn.
Kids.
Yeah, 30. Yeah.
So that's why I don't glorify none of that stuff. You talking to two men who don't drink, smoke, do a lot of shit that we used to do, but we realized we was little when we was doing it. When do you go from boy to adolescent to man? Because if you a man, how you still doing little boy shit?
Right. And you know it's crazy, dog? Only the smart one's gonna get it.
Right.
You know? I hate to be on my Bible thumper shit, but Matthew 7:6. Don't cast your pearls to swine.
Right.
Some people gonna get the jewels, some people not.
Right.
And that's it. Those who can't get the jewels is swine. Those who know the values of the jewels we drop, and they gonna take it, tuck it under the deodorant, and move smooth with it. Because, like for me, you know, dog,
Yeah.
I was the one that was supposed to be deleted or locked up forever. Since I was a kid, that's what they said. And it ain't like dudes ain't never tried.
Your mother,
Like,
recipes to on peaches, told you she buried you twice.
Word.
She buried you. His mother told him she buried him twice already.
I don't think people know how I was in the streets. And I know I'm so fortunate to be here, to have these conversations, have all of my limbs.
Right.
Because I'm not in a wheelchair. You know, sometimes dudes get sat down. You know what I'm saying? I didn't lose my mind. I don't got no open cases. I'm not on probation, parole. I don't got no felonies. At least none as adults, you know, little YOs, but those are closed.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm thankful. And this is why I encourage people, because when you in that life, you're really in that life. You don't think you're going to be something different unless you make a conscious effort. And that means leaving some people alone, changing the way you respond to things. And this is important because some people still ain't got it. That's why they think these conversations is frivolous, because they ain't learned the lessons.
But let me give you another one about
we talking some collegiate shit, and they still in kindergarten.
Let me give you another one about distraction.
And it's nothing to brag about. It's nothing to glorify. The beauty of life, the thing you do brag about, is the health of your children,
Right.
the well-being of your family, the fact that they're good and you have love within your family.
Right.
That's something I'm grateful for too. That I wasn't a deadbeat dad. That I always showed up for my children when they needed me.
Man, I remember, yo, listen, once you walking down Fulton Street or going down Gates with a damn Scoutmaster suit and dealing with the kids, you already won. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you already won, because you already know what it takes to raise the kids, or even going past with a wagon.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah, with a wagon. I remember when you was the Scoutmaster.
I forgot I was a Boy Scout troop leader, taking the kids camping and stuff like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like just donating my time, expressing genuine interest
to your
in the
children, though.
Right.
See, that was the most important thing, when you do for your children. When you
and
do
the neighborhood children.
But I'm just saying, the charity start at home.
Definitely.
So we'll see dudes, again, like what I said, Jeezy told your kids to trap or die and send his kids to college.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Because, again, we was influenced by a lot of foolishness. We thought it was that real. I mean, Andy Up and certain things that we heard, I don't like Andy Up the same no more. I'm always going to love MOP because they the brothers, but take his chain, jab that. I don't think like that no more.
And you know the funny part?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody tell the part about when you get popped for snatching the chain too.
That too. Yeah.
Snatch the chain. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, snatch
like
it.
I used to tell take my chain if you want to. Something coming with it.
Right.
So. And shout out to everybody in Brownsville.
Right.
Let me tell you, man. I think I was telling you before, you know, how we used to always be in Brownsville and going to Simon shopping.
Right.
Because that's when we was getting into it with dudes downtown, the Fort Greene dudes. And shout out to Fort Greene. You know what I'm saying? But remember, we was going to Simon's and nobody was trying us.
Mm-hmm.
But dudes used to get yap coming out of Simon.
Take your sneakers, get your sneakers taken off your feet.
Word. And out your bag. Because they see the bag says Simon's, they know it's something flying there.
You know what I really want to drive the point home, when you be careful who you look down on.
Yeah.
That's really the point of all of this.
Yeah.
The hand you
Yeah.
shake today, might be on a different perch than you tomorrow, and you might be at a different perch. So be careful, because one thing that you should always be leery of is a person with knowledge, drive, and ambition. Don't count nobody out. And we're not talking about he gonna be the best rapper or whatever. Some of y'all in your job place, you know your coworker could become your supervisor, right? At any time.
Word.
And you train them. It happens. So this is the point. Don't count nobody out. And even for some people who are in power positions, power don't last forever, ever, and power also corrupts. So you got to learn how to use your power, because some people who are supervisors get demoted. And they behind you now. Now you remember when you couldn't get your PTO. You remember when they was going past saying you took your 15 minutes? Yo, but what you doing right now? Yo, I'm on my 15 minutes. Yeah, but just don't be sitting here looking like you ain't doing nothing. Oh, so you just on some BS. All right, cool. You understand what I'm saying? So again, don't look down on nobody. And when people are in a position to abuse you, unfortunately, people do. That's why I don't let people talk to me a certain way. That's why I tell people, talk to me in accordance to your level of comprehension. Because sometimes I'm talking and you don't even understand what I'm saying. You think I'm being standoffish or being pretentious. I'm not. But you ain't going to talk to me any old kind of way either. You know what I'm saying? Because who you think you are. And one of the worst things that anybody could call you is a liar. Fuck is you to lie to? I ain't scared of you. What's my consequence for lying to you? What I got to lie to you for? You get what I'm saying? So even everybody doesn't have the ability to sit in these spaces of entertainment. Some people, many of you people, have a job. And we respect your service, because every job is important to society. Whether you work at MTA, whether you drive the trains, whether you a truck driver, every job,
pick up the trash.
Yeah, every job is important to society. Don't never let nobody look down on you because of where you work.
Remember when I came home, I took a job as a dishwasher at Auburn Payne. I did the dishwashing job. I worked at Belmont Racetrack. I worked at Gristedes, where I got fired on my second day.
Stealing boxes.
Nah, you can't. Yo, and that's what's crazy. When you got low-level jobs, they treat you like you stupid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, mop the floor overnight.
Right.
You mop the floor. My job is done now. Ain't nobody in the store. So I took a nap, and Duke was like, go home. I was laughing because that wasn't it for me. And I knew it wasn't, because I knew I had a resume, education, I could get a better job. It's just, I took what I could at the time. And like you said, leadership. I remember at Auburn Payne, I had this manager, nasty lady, real nasty. And I remember I quit. And she was like, what you gonna do? I said, I'm not gonna stay here.
Right.
And then I got the job I have now. When I came back, she's like, what you been up to? I told her, like, she's like, are you serious? Like, yeah, I showed her my ID. And everybody's like, wow. Making more than you now, chick. A lot more than you.
Right.
But I say that to say that people don't realize when you in positions of power, you're in leadership. And with leadership, it takes a certain skill. It's a skill to be a leader. And you got to decide what kind of leader you're going to be. That's why when people talk that boss stuff, I'm the boss. Nah, ain't nobody my boss. I never had a boss. Never had a boss. You're an employer or a supervisor. I'm the boss of me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is a fair exchange. A fair exchange ain't no robbery. You paying me for a service. I'm providing a service. You paying me money. You know what I'm saying?
And a lot of responsibility come with power.
Exactly.
A lot of responsibility.
Leadership takes a lot of skill. And I think a lot of these dudes lack leadership because what they thought leadership was just bossing people around.
Right. Throwing their money around.
Real leadership is getting your hands dirty too. Setting the example. You know what I'm saying? Leading the charge with the people you with.
It's like,
that's how you're a good leader.
Like even I got I don't want to say nothing really, but I got a little street power. Like I don't even know how to say it, but if I wanted
Nah, I
to,
said for you, you ain't pushed the button on a lot of people
yeah,
because
but yeah, but
I
if
get the calls and they be
yeah,
like, "Yo, what up?" I saw that. I saw because
yeah,
everybody watching the internet and
yeah,
nobody knows who.
right, and a lot of times I don't do it because we won a lot of them, but I don't want to lose none of them because
Right.
in losing some of them, we could really lose somebody important. But I mean, we won a lot of them, but we
Right, but
lost
we
some
did
of
take
them.
a couple of
Yeah.
losses.
So what I always
God
say to
bless.
you, what I say to you all the time, internet shit. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
You seeing these niggas around me shaking, literally in my presence. Like, but again, everybody could be who they want to be on the internet. I don't have to lie to myself. I don't have to lie to say this, that, and the third. But I got calls too where it's like, yo, man, listen, man. Just
And at the end of the day, it really ain't about nothing.
right.
It ain't about, like you said, it's the internet. A lot of times it's the egos. And I think you said that before. The biggest thing a man has on him is his ego.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think people understand the gravity of situations they put themselves in because they think they the only ones willing to go all the way.
Right.
And everybody got that homie who don't care. Who
Yep.
this is what he live and die for. He don't care if he down the blaze of smoke.
His name is
That's what it is.
Crash.
Yeah, he ready to crash out. Just give him a reason.
Right.
I used to be a dummy like that. I used to be like, yo,
Right.
all people gotta do is give me a reason.
Yep.
Just give me a reason. That's all you gotta do.
But
I'm
again,
playing.
but again,
It hurts a lot of people around me. People who believe in me, people who support me. You know what I'm saying? I had children. I think getting locked up, getting taken away from your children is the toughest thing. That's why even with Puff going through what he's going through, I feel bad for his
his kid,
children
yeah.
because I can empathize. Like his mother, you know what I'm saying? Like his moms, his children.
She might have been down with some of that shit. I feel bad for his twins.
She might, right?
Yeah. I feel.
You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, regardless to how we feel,
yeah, there's still
I
children.
ain't got a nickel in the quarter.
Right.
I don't know whether he win or lose.
Right.
Don't make no difference in my life, but it does in those who love him.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Just as people who could be victims or may not be victims.
Right.
We don't know yet because all of this is allegations and it ain't in court yet. We don't know who's coming against them and we don't know who's coming in support of them.
Right.
You know what you said? TD Jakes ain't prayed for him yet. You know
He
that's
say, yeah,
you
when your pastor ain't pastoring, you know what I'm saying?
Yo,
Your pastor ain't
pastoring.
pastoring. You know you fuck. Because you supposed to be calling the big man up. They ain't nobody even call the big man upstairs for him. You know what I'm saying? Nobody said nothing. Like,
But again, we don't, and this is something that we got to do as a community too. We got to stop reveling in each other's downfall.
Right.
Especially if we don't have a vested interest in it, other than to see somebody fall down. Now, the people that he may have hurt, they got every reason, every right to celebrate if he gets convicted on whatever he's accused of. But at the same token, that's part of the change behavior when we talk about improving the community. We got to stop celebrating our downfalls. We think our misfortunes is good. My misfortune doesn't bring fortune to you.
Yeah, just because
like your misfortune don't bring fortune
your loss
to me.
don't mean I won.
Right.
And vice versa. But I want to say something too about the pride before the fall too. See, the pride is having the money, right?
Yeah. And power.
The power.
And the power.
And you got, what do you have? You have all of these people at your beck and call. You got crashes. You got women. You got everybody that's around you. And the minute the fall happens, you realize you never had nobody.
Yeah.
And that's the stuff that messes with you psychologically. Like I said, who said free Diddy? Kanye got $1 billion and he didn't give Dame a M? You understand what I'm saying? And I'm not telling nobody what to do with their bread. Because I don't like that. But I'm just saying, you had this, you had this, you had that. Now nobody want to help you. So what did you really have? Because you only as strong as your community. Yep. You understand what I'm saying? Just like if you have a staple in the community, they suddenly pass, the community gonna get the money up to bury them. The community gonna make them straight. Why? Because they took care of the community. But if you didn't take care of nobody, and all you did was front, flash, and give people crumbs, you in jail by yourself. And you've been in prison. And again, that shit is lonely too. Listen, this is when you realize you ain't got shit. Or this is when you realize who supports you. When you in jail, when you in the hospital, and when you gotta move.
Word.
But when you gotta move, nobody will come help you move your shit. Be like, yo, I need a helping hand. Yo, when you in the hospital, people don't come see you in the hospital if they don't really rock with you like that. And again, people, stop taking social drinking and smoking as you got friends. Stop drinking. Stop smoking.
And see who comes check
See
you.
who come check you. See who just hit you. Yo, man, I just came to just see what you was up to.
Just to chill.
Just to chill.
Yeah.
Just to remember, we used to meet up and play chess.
Word.
It wasn't about no yak. It wasn't about smoking or none of that shit. It was just and chess was challenging each other mind. Like, yo, this nigga, this, that, and the third. You understand what I'm saying? But then now we don't do anything when we get up with each other to lifting each other's spirit up or just give each other some word of encouragement. You know what I'm saying? And again, it's the pride before. We know people who was prideful around us.
Yeah. Everybody in their hood had them.
Very prideful. And me, I always lived off of my potential. Now you got it now. You got it. But you ain't got this. And again, anytime when it comes to a battle of wits and execution and ambition, I'm betting on myself. So you could bet on your hustle. You could bet on your car. You could bet on any of that shit. One thing you don't have is this, and you don't have the hands and the tools to make it happen. You think the money make itself. The money don't make itself. What they say, a man make money. Money don't make a man. And you had a lot of people who think they money made them until they ain't got none. So you're not a man no more now because you don't got money. Just really think about that. You lost your manhood. But yo, man, give him all your social media and give him all your information with it, because y'all got to follow him on Instagram too.
Yeah, y'all can follow me on IG at Waverly Ave Tad, WAVERLY_AVE_TAD. And on IG, also follow Better Days Ahead Fitness, Coach Tad Cromwell on IG, Tad Cromwell on Facebook, and definitely every Sunday, tune into the OG Wisdom Podcast with me and C Gutter. We won't be on this Sunday, but the following Sunday we'll be on. But you could just tap in and check some old episodes out. And every Thursday, me, my sister Keisha, my sister Marcia, my brother Blacksmith, Thorough Black Talk, where we talk about community events, politics, and just what's going on in the black world. That's every Thursday, Thorough Black Talk.
And y'all know I'm here nightly. Sometimes
hold up.
Go ahead.
And look out for the relaunch of Party, Parents Actively Reclaiming Their Youth.
Right. I think your name is Exalted One. You keep saying no one respects someone who's broke though. So you didn't listen to nothing we said though. So you see again, do you respect homeless people? So you know some homeless people come from rich families. They just choose not to deal with their family. So if you think everybody that's homeless is broke, and again, I told you, your money is here.
Yeah.
Your money is not here.
People who respect people just based off their money have low self-esteem within themselves.
Right.
Because they find value in somebody's material possessions. I respect everybody. I respect you because you're human, and I could probably learn something from you. You'll probably tell me how not to be homeless.
Right.
Again, the name of tonight's show is The Pride Before the Fall.
Right.
Everybody's prideful right before they fall. The whole thing is to be grateful. Have some level of humility, some level. What I mean by that is don't be no sucker about it, but you know what I'm saying? Like, don't brag on yourself because it can be taken away from you in a blink of an eye, and you can be homeless. So I respect everybody.
But you know it's
There's
deep,
some
right?
strength of
He
the
said
humanity.
people look at homeless people in disgust. Yo, it's people who collect bottles and cans who's millionaires. They just collect bottles and cans.
Hold on. I'll say this. Because if I see you got poop all over yourself, I am gonna look at you. I'm not shaking your hand.
Right.
If you done soiled your clothes and you filthy, come on. We talk about mental health. We talk about hygiene. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want whatever bacteria and viruses crawling all over your body on me. That's a reality. That
Willard,
is the reality. I don't want no.
Willard, right. No disrespect, but money is the root of all evil. See how you mispronounce stuff and you misspeak? It's for the love of money is the root of all evil. And y'all keep getting it fucked up, but you so busy wanting to say Jay-Z is next. You're saying stuff in error. So we're supposed to listen to you. If you give us a quote, that's not even right. And again, if you want to feel like Jay-Z is next, watch my show.
But I want to know, why is Jay-Z next?
No, they got to watch my show. They got to watch the show because I broke it all down. Because again, it's regurgitated. He just regurgitated something that's in error. He just regurgitated an error. So imagine what he's going to say. He's a regurgitator, not a researcher. I don't respect regurgitators. I respect researchers because for the love of money is the root of all evil. So when a person say the love of money is the root of all evil, why do you give tithes in the church? Because you can use that quote. You understand what I'm saying? But that's somebody who's not a researcher. They going off of what they heard. They going off of what they heard. Somebody told them that, and they took it as law instead of just looking up for themselves. We don't do that over here. Most of the time, I show y'all sources. I show y'all where it comes from, where I derive stuff. But then again, he's regurgitating. Look at the mistress being pregnant and murdered. He's regurgitating. This motherfucker act like he a private investigator, like he know for sure. That's regurgitation. You know what I'm saying?
If that's the truth, if that's the case, why isn't he locked up?
Because they think he's next. You know why? Because Jaguar Wright say he's next. And then at the same time, respectfully, you okay with looking like this in any way. You okay with having your default picture look like that. So you should be next to Planet Fitness, LA Fitness, and back up off the table. Because how you worried about who's next if this is how you representing yourself, though? So you got work you got to do. You got inner work you need to do before you project and say somebody is next. Look at you. This is what we talking about. This is what we was talking about with tonight's show. Look at you. Be responsible for you. You saying somebody is next and you look like Jabba the Hutt. You might be next. You might not even make it through the night. This is what I'm saying.
I hope you make it through the night.
I hope you make it through the night. I hope you get your etiquette right. But before you project and say, yo, this person is going down, look at you. Look at you. Even
I
if
don't think they know you used to snap on everybody when we was younger, like you the snap king.
Yo, I be getting. So he said, why are you, listen, why are you judging me based off your looks? The same way you judging Jay-Z based off a lie. The same way the first thing you ever wrote in my chat was an erroneous quote and you thought you were saying something profound. We not stupid over here. We don't wear coats in the living room. We don't say mentality. We don't say the reality of it is. And we don't say you're going to sit up there. We don't smoke. We don't drink. We're educated black men over here and we always speak with what we research and what we know. We don't just sit here and just talk.
And we practice what we preach.
Exactly.
Stand by what we teach. Stand on that.
So again, all right, so he says, sorry, I'm not rich, handsome. Look how you spell celebrity. All right, no need to talk to you no more. You can't spell, but Jay-Z going down. You can't even spell. Look
Willard, we hope you tune in tomorrow.
Willard,
you're always welcome, Willard.
Listen, Willard.
This is a place to learn and get your etiquette right, man. We don't want to shun you.
Willard, I lost 120 pounds. He lost 100. You know what I'm saying? It's real.
Yeah.
Hit Tad up. He can help you get some of that neck off. You understand what I'm saying? Like, pause. He can help you get some of this area where you have a jawline. You know what I'm saying? Where a nigga can see your neck. It's real like that. So you talking about judging people, but that's the first thing you did was judge somebody.
Word.
It's just real.
So if Jay-Z go to jail, how do you benefit?
You still gonna be fat and ugly.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to see nobody go down, to tell you the truth. I want to see people win, man. We got to really change our mindset into a winner's circle. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because it's enough bums and losers around us. And like Dog said, the bum is not necessarily somebody homeless, somebody who has no drive, somebody has no aspirations to do better, to be better. Because we all should be in competition with ourselves,
Right.
with our better self. You know, I shared this story before, and that's what got me running a marathon. I didn't understand why people ran marathons. I was like, yo, why everybody know they can't come in first place, so why even run? And people say, nah, they're competing with themselves, and I
It's
didn't
the journey.
understand it at the time.
The
You
journey
know,
is better than the
right, when you on
destination.
your
Yep.
journey,
Yep.
when you on your path, when you're trying to be better than you used to be, you start challenging yourself. It ain't about nobody else but you being your best self, you know? So if you want to lose weight, Willard, I don't know if that's really you, but if you can't get off the couch, even your favorite foods, just start dialing back a little bit. You
We
know what I'm
ain't giving
saying?
that nigga no
And drink more
information because
water.
he came in here hating. You understand what I'm saying? And again, you
Yeah.
look like you a Caucasian man at the same time. And Jay-Z is one of ours. That's for us to talk about. You know what I'm saying? You talk a lot of shit about me, but look, even you can't be for sure who's next. It don't matter who's next. I don't want nobody to be next.
Willard, I was trying to ride with you, but
This
yeah,
is what I'm saying.
I
Bro,
was trying to ride with you.
bro, you worried about who's next, and you can't even walk up a flight of steps. And even if that's not you, that's what you chose to be your representative of you. And one thing I'm not gonna do is let people from other communities tear ours down. This is for us to chastise and talk to us. We not talking for you. We not gonna let you do that. You understand what I'm saying? We not gonna let you do that. And even the whole time, we ain't even kick Dame and Diddy back in. It's a cautionary tale.
That's it.
This
That's
not
it.
for
It's a
y'all.
reminder.
Because I didn't see you in no Jeffrey Epstein chat. I didn't see you doing none of that shit. You get what I'm saying?
What's homie that was the it just came out, I think last week. That was the COVID czar here in New York.
Yeah, partying and hitting work.
Yeah,
And,
talk about he was popping mollies,
That's
having
what I'm
parties,
saying.
he told everybody else don't come outside. I said, yo, that's crazy. But again, that's how they minimize it, and that's why we got to think as a collective, because they protect their own. Yeah, they throw that little tidbit out there, but it's drowned by Diddy, and Diddy didn't even admit to nothing.
Right. But
And
look,
that's what's so funny how
how
they
could
did Diddy in the
somebody
media.
come be judgmental and you can't spell words that you learned in third grade?
Big Mars
Celebrity.
killing me.
That's what I'm saying. Celebrity. Yo, we can't. Again,
Peace, Michael.
we in the internal fight that you have every day with yourself. You have your
Right.
own internal fight that you have that ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. But then we got detractors that's coming saying who's next. But whether we like it or not, they still a part of us. We still put them in a position. They still a part of our community. And they for us to correct. You understand what I'm saying? And the minute you let somebody come in your house and tell your wife and kids what they could do, they might as well fuck your wife. And that's the problem now, because they never check their own. They never check
Word.
their own. They always saying this one is next. But how many of them been doing this shit? For years, for centuries. They created this shit that's being done.
This is part of their culture.
This is a part of their
And
culture.
And that's what's so funny, right, dog? Real quick. It's like when you look at the temperature of society right now, they satanic rituals they're practicing out in the open, whether you're talking about the Grammy Awards, whether you're talking about the Olympics, they are practicing their satanic rituals out in the open. You had Ali Vegas on, broke the internet with that. Then that became the topic of conversation.
That everybody talk
seeing
about
their
now.
numbers.
Yeah.
But look at how it's all coming to fruition.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, you've always been ahead of the game, which is crazy. But again, this is what we're dealing with, and this is what I'm saying on our folks.
Right.
Our
The
folks.
pride before the
gotta be
fall.
mindful,
When you think you up, any given time, the puppet master do this. and then
Yeah.
you fall.
And Ice Cube told you to have a new nigga next
Remember, they was pulling your strings the whole time. They was just like this, and then they come and do this. What happened to the puppet when the strings get cut? They fall.
Fall all the way.
Who would have thought? Now think about this before we go. Who would have thought in 1994, Biggie's still alive, Tupac's still alive, West Coast is winning, the East Coast is on their way. Who would have thought years later, Big would be dead, Pac would be dead, Suge and Diddy's in jail for life? Y'all don't, that don't fuck with y'all.
Some of them wasn't around in 94.
That's
or
what
they
I'm saying.
wasn't
Like
outside.
you don't think, and two of them was leaders and owners of companies that was worth $400 million. That don't fuck with y'all? Y'all don't think it's... Anyway, they don't allow me to talk about certain stuff over here. So I'm going to go. All right, y'all. So, I'm Doggie Diamonds on everything. I'll be back tomorrow. Make sure you leave a comment on the video regardless. And when y'all be seeing people in the chat talk crazy, serve. Because I ain't got time. Y'all handle my light work for me. You know what I'm
Dog
saying?
always tell me I'm diplomatic. I be
Yeah,
trying
yeah.
to be nice to people because they don't know what that other side is.
Yeah, but I
And
like
I'm trying to grow.
but Tad, I'm saying he just told you I love the rank. This is easy. I thought we would listen to Richard Pryor every day. So the comedy, that's easy. I'm always going to clap back. I'm always going to shit on anybody. Do not come over here with that. Come over here with respect and love, and that's what type of time we be on. We do stay stuff in jest and we have fun, and I crack on the audience, but it's never nothing malicious. But when you come over here with that malice or you trying to derail what we're talking about, nah, you got to get up out of here or you're going to get kicked square off in your ass. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. I'm Doggie Diamonds. This is Doggie Diamonds TV, Doggie Diamonds No Filter podcast. Before you go, though, I do want to warn everybody and let everybody know that if you need this promo, hit me up. Have you heard about my $100 promo deal? If not, let me give you some details. See, I have Doggie Diamonds TV. I also have the Interlude TV. And your promotion will be done on both of those accounts. That's the Insta stories, the YouTube communities, the threads, the Facebook, and the Twitter accounts. I can promote whatever you need. But as a reminder, this is for serious inquiries only. Must be Cash App ready. I can help bring more awareness to your products, whether it's your new YouTube, whether it's your videos, whether it's your candle line, whether it's your t-shirt line, whatever you have, I could put you in front of thousands of people. The Doggie Diamonds TV Instagram page is growing every day. As you go look at the numbers now, it's bigger than what I told you last time. Pause, all organic numbers. This is what we doing over here, organic shit. So yeah, that's what it is. I'm Doggie Diamonds. Until next time, I am out. Make sure you watch these recommended videos over here. Peace.